Here's Chapter 2 of Lucas's story, focusing on his success and the consequences that follow. Chapter 2: The Hollow Victory. After Emma's funeral, Lucas returned to the city, but something had changed. The weight of her absence clung to him, haunting his every thought. He was back in his office, high above the bustling streets, with his achievements lining the walls, plaques, awards, and photos with powerful people. Yet, none of it brought him the satisfaction it once had. Still, Lucas pushed on. He buried himself in his work, taking on more responsibilities and sealing bigger deals. His company expanded into new markets, and soon he was recognized as one of the most successful entrepreneurs in the city. Magazine covers hailed him as a visionary, a man who had it all. He was invited to prestigious galas, sat on influential boards, and had the respect of his peers. But with each new accolade, Lucas felt more disconnected. The long hours he spent at the office didn't fill the growing void inside him. His penthouse, once a symbol of his success, now felt more like a cage. The nights he spent looking out over the city were lonelier than ever. He had wealth, power, and status, but no one to share it with. One evening, after finalizing a massive deal that would take his company global, Lucas sat alone in his office, surrounded by the fruits of his labor. His assistant knocked and congratulated him on the new achievement, handing him a glass of champagne. Lucas smiled politely, but as soon as she left, he set the glass down, untouched. He opened the drawer of his desk and pulled out the letter Emma had written years ago, the same letter he had held at her grave. He read it again, her words filled with hope and excitement for the future they had once dreamed of together. As he read the final lines, a realization hit him. He had spent his life chasing success, but in doing so, he had lost sight of what truly mattered. That night, Lucas wandered the city streets, reflecting on all that he had sacrificed. He passed by couples holding hands, friends laughing in cafes, and families enjoying their time together. The city that had once represented endless opportunity now felt cold and distant. Despite everything he had achieved, Lucas felt like a failure. His success, once a shining beacon of hope, now seemed hollow. He had climbed to the top, but the view from the summit was lonely, and the cost of getting there had been far too high. As he walked back to his empty penthouse, Lucas knew that something had to change. He had spent his life building an empire, but now he needed to rebuild himself. It was time to find meaning beyond the numbers, beyond the accolades. He had lost Emma, and with her, a piece of himself. But maybe, just maybe, he could still find redemption in the life he had left.